Wow, it feels like it has been so long since I have gone live, when in actuality, it's only been like 2 weeks. And the reason for that is twofold, really. So the first reason is that I redesigned my entire website and I launched my new, more aligned offers. And because I created a nurture sequence of emails for that launch, I didn't want to spam people. So I decided to not go live with the transit and the blog that week so that I wouldn't spam people. And then the following week, which was last week, we had gate 40 in our collective conscious sun gate. And this is the gate of aloneness. And so this is an energy that I normally don't have consistent access to. And it was something that once I learned that that's what was happening, I knew that I had to give myself a little bit more grace when it came to this live stream. Even though marketing and algorithm gurus would have me shooting myself into going live for consistency or whatever the reason you want to insert there, and doing it even though it didn't really feel aligned, I had to listen to myself. I had to listen to the energy that was in the environment, and I had to trust that when I went live, it was going to be cool, even if I missed a couple of weeks. So the challenge for those who have gate 40 active in their chart is to learn to value yourself enough to retreat from you have to value yourself enough to retreat from community and the energy of those you love in order to restore, restock, and replenish your inner resources. And so that's what I was doing for the past couple of weeks. And yeah. So as a reminder, for my newbies tuning in, I go live when major energy shifts happen in our environment. And if you're familiar with the language of human design, I essentially go live when we have a shift in our sun and earth gates and when we enter into a new transit. And so this is important because as limitless cosmic beings, what the planets do up there has an impact on us down here. And so it can be helpful to know what energies are in our environment so that we stay in our highest frequency, AKA, so we don't misinterpret this energy and live in reaction to it versus understanding the gift that lies in whatever energy is being activated and causing us to tap into the superpowers, the temporary superpowers that this gives us access to. And it's funny, actually, that this week's transit, which we'll be experiencing from today, we entered into it into like the early hours of the morning. So from today, September 3rd, until the 9th, are two of my least favorite gates in human design. When I describe my ideal client avatar, I make it a point to mention that I prefer that these gates weren't active. But the universe always has a way of humbling us and giving us what we need instead of what we want so that we can gain wisdom and insight and knowledge through experience. And this week, we have the gate of confusion in our sun and the gate of doubt in our earth. And people who have this gate 64 experience a constant mental pressure to make sense out of past issues or events. The challenge for people with this gate is to accept mental confusion as a part of their life and not force themselves to make sense out of everything all at once, which for many of them living in the culture that we do is hard. And this results in them living in either the repressive shadow expression, which is repressing their confusion through imitation of others, never expressing their true imagination, and therefore succumbing to the status quo. Or they live in the reactive shadow. So they feel overwhelmed by confusion and they rebel against the status quo in an unpredictable and aggressive manner. So then we have, like I said, this gate 63, the gate of doubt. So these are people who have the awareness of inconsistency or weakness in the existing patterns that move life forward, thereby creating doubt. And so their challenge is to not let self doubt and suspicion cause them to stop being curious. In the repressive shadow expression, the doubt is turned inwards and it creates self doubt that manifests as anxiety or inferiority. And in the reactive shadow expression, they become overly inflexible. They become suspicious and doubtful of others, and they project their personal doubts onto others, which causes a lot of turmoil in relationships. And so when we think about how to navigate this energy of both this gate 64 and the gate 63, so gate of confusion and the gate of doubt, there are some really strong and powerful reflection questions that you can take with you into meditation, into journaling, just to kind of help you navigate how you're dealing with the energy that's in in our energetic ecosystem right now. And so as a reminder, when you go to my website, diamonddripconsulting.com, you can even add the /blog, either way you'll find it. You can sign up to be the first to know when these blog questions are published so that you don't have to like frantically keep watching the video or write them down all at once. You can just take a moment and just read the blog and bring them with you into reflection that way. So for this gate of confusion, this gate 64, the questions are, how do I feel about having dreams, but not always the solutions? How can I trust that the how of my ideas will be revealed? So really trusting that divine timing piece. Or if you believe in law of attraction, how can you trust that what you're putting out into the world, what you're wanting to attract, is actually going to come back to you? And then lastly, what can I do to cultivate more mental space, navigate the confusion, and let go of the need to know right away? So that is gate 64. And then when we think about gate 63, this gate of doubt, do I regularly allow myself to be curious about what else is possible? Do I doubt myself and my ideas? Where am I being overly doubtful or skeptical? How can I let go of this? And lastly, how can I create more mental space and comfort around the unknowable? No, that last one is hard, especially when we live in this society that wants answers right now. It's like this microwave situation where it's like instant gratification, instant answers now. I need to know, buy now. So, really creating the mental space and acceptance there. And so, like I said, these reflection questions will be on the blog, which you can find on my website, diamonddripconsulting.com. And while you're on there, if you feel called to pull your unique energetic blueprint, there is a space for you to do that and download the free 7-page ebook that comes based on your custom chart. And you can learn how your energy type is designed to sleep best. You can learn how to manage overwhelm and pressure better. And you can even learn how your immune system was designed, which, as we move into the fall, into these colder months, it can be really helpful to know how your immune system is designed so that you can take better care of you during this hibernation season. So that is the transit report for this week, September 3rd through the 9th. And I will see you when we enter into another energy.